Well, it's not every day we get to tour a nuclear reactor, but we got that chance today.
We did, and this is an advance of perhaps nuclear energy once again being produced on 3 Mile Island. Our Seth Kaplan there right now. Seth.
Hey, Alicia, Dennis. Yeah, this was fascinating. This is something where, the first tour of the place where we were today was 50 years ago, 1974. There's one videographer in the station, Dave Tristan, who was here for that. We were back there today. First media tour since, as we take a look at it, since the plant was decommissioned just 5 years ago for what some folks thought might be the last time. That didn't turn out to be the case. We got to see the turbine room, where you have the turbines that generate the steam that goes into the main generator. We got to take a look at the control room, which was an absolutely fascinating place. A mix of rather new technology, touchscreens and so forth, that were there when the plant came offline just a few years ago, and dials that were there back in 1974. And if you're wondering, the folks there say that's actually a great mix to have, because the analog stuff, for one thing, you don't have to worry about cybersecurity, hacking, that sort of thing. It's not online with anything else. And also, just a lot of redundancies in place to make sure that everything is going as it's supposed to be going, automatic shutoffs as well as manual ones. And finally, we took a look at the cooling tower, a place where a lot of upgrades are going to have to be made before this thing comes back online. So then back live, speaking of that, that is the big question. Is that in fact going to happen? Folks from Constellation Energy want to bring the Crane Clean Energy Center, as it's called, back online by 2028. They have an agreement from Microsoft to purchase all the power from the plant. We asked them about one criticism that some folks have. They say, well, if this is all just for one company, what about? They say, well, it's not that all the power from the plant literally goes to Microsoft. It's just that Microsoft has agreed to purchase enough power to make it worth it to generate the energy from the plant, which will go onto the grid, and then Microsoft will get it from wherever they get it. Criticism is also from some folks about what they call taxpayer subsidies. These folks say there's no money coming to them directly from the state or federal government. There is, however, a federal loan guarantee that's helping make all of this possible, perhaps, but they say the project is going to happen with or without that. They say they have the $1.6 billion they need to get it going. We're going to dive into all of that coming up tonight at 6. And I do want to point out one other thing that the folks here are always very careful to note. They say, when we talk about 3 Mile Island, yes, it's one island, but in terms of what happened in 1979, the near disaster, if you look behind me, it was reactor 2 where the disaster happened. That's the one, kind of that round building to my left, right behind me there. Reactor 1 over to the right, kind of peeking through those trees, is the one that they want to get back online here, Alicia and Dennis.
Yeah.